Darling, I can't fall asleep tonight. Didn't wanna wake you, but I don't feel right. We don't have to talk for long this time, I swear. 'Cause all I need is just to know you're there. This town can get so lonely. Oh, and every day I want you with me. Sometimes I don't believe in what I'm doing here. All I need is just to know you're there.
Never used an Airy before.
Go for it, Mikey.
This breakdown is all about using what you have at your disposal, rolling with the punches,
Concerned about the rain.
and will hopefully inspire you to go out and create something for yourself. That's the whole goal of this channel. It all started with the treatment, and I've included the free PDF of the treatment for this commercial so you can get an in-depth look into my process and really see what I was going for. Make a treatment first. It's one of the most important parts of the process, even if it's just a passion project. You can do this by collecting images from Frameset, whom I use to create all my treatments, mood boards, and storyboards with. It's a great platform to gather inspiration and get your ideas across to clients and collaborators. You could sign up using the link in the description for 10% off. I also have a few drag and drop templates available, which can be a great starting point for your next music video, commercial, or short film. So check those out below. Now let's hop into the video.
Are so sweet that they stick. My baby's kisses are so sweet.
On day one, we started to get some shots by the water, and we started to absolutely get destroyed by mosquitoes, and it made a lot of our footage almost unusable.
There's too many bugs.
Prior to the shoot, Nick, our AC, was flagging that the Hollyland has very bad latency issues and it's hard to pull focus off of. I sort of just brushed it off, and we spent all the budget on the Alexa 35. He had to hardwire into the camera a lot of the times, but luckily we were on the easy rig doing static locked off stuff, so it wasn't too much of a problem. But Nick, if you're seeing this, I'm sorry. We got some really nice moments on day one, which I was super happy with, and I didn't realize until later, but some of the shots we got by the water, there was a really bad matte box reflection, and I was sort of like, whatever, I'll just cut around those moments. And I ended up paying for this later in the edit because one of the best moments in that whole scene had that matte box reflection, and I had to contact our friend Mark Stats to do some VFX work. We ended up just adding a lens flare to it, and I don't think it looks all that bad. I've directed and DP'd a few times, but operating as well and doing all those three things is just so hard to like look after all these things. So mistakes happen, there's slip-ups like that, and that's just something I'll look out for. Killarney was such a beautiful landscape, and it was really just a matter of finding a nice frame and getting Chico and Mikey to do something within that frame. And a lot of that stuff was off the cuff. I really think it's important to be able to free flow some of the shots and really just try things and sort of leave a little bit of wiggle room to allow yourself to do that.
I'll just roll on a long take of you like setting up the fly, maybe like putting some pegs in the ground. I think those would be nice like cutting moments. Yeah.
We shot this back in May, and in hindsight, it probably wasn't the best time of year to shoot this project because there wasn't a ton of green on the trees. But to sort of counter this, I told Mikey to bring clothing that had red and blue because I thought that would help bring him out from the background a little bit. I think it's important to think of these kinds of things, especially if you don't have the luxury of a wardrobe person for your shoots. Like, tell your talent to bring complementary colors of whatever your location or set design is. That way it'll help bring them out from the background and just add a little bit more production value. I had a shot list in my notes app of things that were sort of crucial to the edit, and these don't have to be pretty. Like, I literally just use my notes app over here and just ticking things off as I go. It just helps me keep track of what I need to shoot, and it'll prevent you from overshooting as well. Next up, we hiked a 2.5 kilometer trail, and I knew what I was getting myself into with this big camera build and an easy rig on me. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I started to regret it a little bit, and I was thinking to myself, this probably could have been shot on an FX3 or something like that.
What'd you say, Matt?
Should have just shot this on an FX3.
Yeah, honestly really tired from this hike, to be honest with you. Not regretting the camera decision, but definitely not loving it right now during the hike. Keeping positive and great team behind me, you know what I mean?
But I rented this camera for the dynamic range, and as soon as we got to the top of the hike, that's where the dynamic range really shined on this camera. I was also so impressed with how Chico was listening to Mikey. Like, there's just some moments you can't plan for or direct. There was one shot, the wide shot, where Mikey's sitting down and then Chico comes to sit right next to him. Like, there's just no way you could plan or direct that. That's just something that you capture on the day. I originally planned to do an 8-kilometer hike, and I'm so happy that we weren't able to do it because of the rain. I even at some points had to pass the camera off to Nick, my assistant.
Can we lose the easy rig actually for this speed?
You're a heavy girl. God
She's
damn.
a heavy girl, I told you, bro.
This is a nice camera.
Day 2 was almost a complete write-off because it started to rain on us, and I wasn't gonna risk getting this camera wet along with a bunch of Nick's equipment. We all slept terribly, so I knew it was gonna be a slow day.
My brain is like literally not functioning from no coffee.
If it's sunny tomorrow,
It's gonna go from sunny, cloudy to sunny.
So we just got one shot of the bed of the truck looking toward the tent.
Trying to find some like foreground elements, so like I have some stuff here, using the bed of the truck to look at the hero tent.
Just making the frame look a little bit more lived in and help sell the like authenticity of it, I guess. I originally didn't plan to have any like free time on this shoot because I was so locked into like shoot mode, and we ended up not bringing any cameras with us and going for a hike. And these are 2 friend groups that I've never really blended together before, and we had the best time ever. We had no cell service, we were in the middle of nowhere, and these were just such good vibes. I planned to get our hero shot of the tent during blue hour because my plan was to stick a tube set to 3200 Kelvin inside the tent, and that way you have this really nice color contrast of blue from the sky and then the orange coming from the tent, and that ended up being my favorite shot of the video. We also got to see the northern lights, which I'd never seen before in person, and that was just so amazing to see. Unfortunately, we couldn't capture it on the Alexa 35 because the low light wasn't that great. In hindsight, an FX3 probably would have done the job. I also used Cadrage quite a bit on this one to find our frames because I didn't want to strain myself using the Alexa 35 to find our frame and then pop it on sticks or the easy rig. So I just took my phone, found our frame, and I'll show you some side-by-sides. When shooting, I have a general rule to try to capture things in a wide, medium, and close-up. That way you have a variety of shots to work with in post. The day we were leaving, the sun finally came out and we went down to the water to get some more shots of Mikey and Chico. I got one of my favorite shots in the video. Mikey and Chico on opposite sides of each other, and Chico's like brushing off all this water. And that was a good note to end on, and that was a wrap on the shoot, and it was time to edit this thing.
We got the last shot, looks good. Chico's a beauty to work with.
So I got in touch with my friend Griffin, who I met at an industry event, and he's an up-and-coming editor here in Toronto. He works at this post house called Rooster, and we were fortunate enough to use their facility. This was a really great collaboration because we were able to bounce ideas off of each other, and it's really great to be able to like take a step back from your footage. And also when you work with an editor, like they sift through everything and try to find the best moments that happen, which was like so awesome to see how much attention to detail goes into that. Really just offered like a fresh perspective on my footage, and also I'm really happy with the song choice because I actually found this song during pre-production and I knew right away this was the tone and this was the pacing that I was going for. I also got in touch with my good friends over at Red Lab that did the color grade and really made the footage shine. So that's it for this one. Check out Frameset in the description for reference images, and check out the treatment templates as well. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, then check out this one I have queued up. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more.